Are you seeing weird Japanese, Chinese, or Asian characters in your website's Google search results? And when you click on the link, it looks completely fine. So what's going on? This is called the Japanese keyword hack. And because the hack is only visible in your search results, you can have this infection for months and never know about it. Now, either you've seen these characters and you want to fix this fast, or you're still not sure because your site looks normal to you, but maybe you've seen your traffic drop. In both cases, this video is the complete guide on how to find out if you actually have a Japanese keyword hack, how to clean it properly, how to prevent it from happening again, and how to do it all in 2026. Because I already made a video on this 4 years ago, 26 is different. AI has come in, and because of that, vulnerabilities and new types of hacks have exploded. What this means is that anyone can Google how to hack a website, follow a tutorial on GitHub, and ask ChatGPT to generate a hack in minutes. Now, I'm leaving out a few key steps here on purpose because I don't want to promote hacking, but this shows you how low the barrier has become. So take a deep breath and don't panic. We're going to fix this. I'm Dan, and over the last 5 years, I've managed over 80 client sites, and I've pretty much cleaned more than 100 different types of hacks. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact process I use to figure out what's infected, what's not, and what to do next. But before we get to the solution, I want you to understand the problem better. Chapter 1, what a Japanese keyword hack looks like. So let me show you exactly what a Japanese keyword hack looks like in 2026. Here are 2 websites with 2 specific flavors of this hack. Let's take this first website. If I search for it on Google, I see Japanese characters in the search results. And when I visit the page, I can still see them. Spammy Japanese text mixed in with the normal content. This is the visible type of Japanese keyword hack. It's obvious something is wrong with your site because you see it and your visitors see it. Now, that's one type of hack, but this second website has a different problem. If I search for it on Google, I see random Chinese and Japanese characters in the search results. But when I visit the page, nothing. It looks completely normal. No foreign characters anywhere. So what's going on? Is Google wrong? No. Here's what's happening. The malware shows different content to Google bots than it does to you. So Google sees the spam pages, indexes them, and that destroys your SEO rankings. But when a regular person like you or me tries to visit the page, the hack shows the normal version. So we think everything is fine. Maybe it was just a glitch. But no, it's not fine. In fact, this is called cloaking, and it's even worse than the regular type of Japanese keyword hack because it actively tries to hide from you. Now, both of these hacks have one thing in common. There's an infected file with hidden code that shouldn't be there. And you can see it right here. You'll often see it as a bunch of scrambled text at the top of a PHP file. This malicious code is designed to build a fake Japanese store section inside of your site to promote shady products that wouldn't be allowed in normal Google ads. Chapter 2, how to find a Japanese keyword hack. So now you know what a Japanese keyword hack looks like, the next question is, how do you actually find it in your site? Let me show you how. Basically, your website is made up of your PHP core files, JavaScript files, your database, and other files sitting on your server, like uploads, themes, and plugins. On average, a WordPress site can easily have 10,000 to 30,000 files. And if you open just one of those files, it can contain hundreds, sometimes thousands of lines of code. That means you're potentially dealing with millions of lines of code, and malware can hide in any one of them. That's why you need a scanner that can automatically go through all your files. Now, there are a lot of bad scanners on the market, so what I've done is taken the most popular WordPress scanners worth talking about, Securi, WordFence, and Malware, and I tested how each scanner works, why some are faster than others, and why some find things that others can't. So how do these scanners actually work? Well, Think of these scanners like bouncers at a club. Their job's the same, but the way they do it is different. And that difference is why one scanner can show your site as clean, while another catches the hack in minutes. One bouncer works by checking lists. Basically, this guy has a clipboard with a list of names and photos of troublemakers, like a blacklist. If you're on it, you don't get in. That's signature matching. The scanner has a library of known malware code patterns, and it compares your files, and if it matches, it flags it. Another bouncer checks if the ID itself looks fake, even if the person isn't on the list. That's integrity checking. The scanner compares your WordPress files against the original clean versions, and if something's been changed or modified, it quarantines that. Basically, if my file is supposed to have 100 lines of code, but suddenly I have 102 lines, the file gets blocked. And the last type of bouncer watches for bad behavior. Is something looking shady? Is someone trying to access the VIP area? Is someone trying to evade the bouncer itself? If so, then it's out. That's heuristics and behavioral analysis. And hack behavior is much harder to fake, which makes this better at finding even new types of malware. Now, all three of these scanners use different combinations of these techniques, but as you'll see, the combination matters a lot. Let me show you how they actually performed in my tests. Now, I'll take two test sites. On one, I'll add the simple old school hack. On the other, I'll add the new complex AI one. Then I'll run all three scanners on both sites at the same time. Alright, the process is simple. For Securi, you just go to their website, enter your URL, and hit the scan button. For WordFence, it's a few more steps. Log into your WordPress dashboard, go to Plugins, click Add New, search for WordFence Security, and click Install Now. Once it's activated, it'll ask you for a license key. Click to generate one, create a free account, and you'll get the key in your email like this. Add that key to WordFence and run the scan. For Malware, just go to the description below, click this link, and you'll land on this page. You can start a deep scan by adding your URL here and email and hit scan for free. Now you'll reach this screen, and you've got two ways to install Malware. Option 1 is automatic. You add your WordPress admin credentials here, and Malware uses them only to install the plugin, and once it's done, those credentials are automatically wiped. Option 2 is manual. You click here, download the plugin, and install it on your site yourself. For this video, I'm going with option 1 because it's faster. So let me quickly add my credentials and click this button. Once you're set up, Malware will automatically start scanning your site. Alright, let's give them some time and let them scan our sites. And here's the results. As you can see, Securi was the fastest. It finished the scan in about 10 seconds. And it caught the simple hack because that one was obvious, with spammy content right there in the pages. But it completely missed the complex hidden one. Why? Because Securi doesn't actually scan your files deeply. What it does is visit your site and look for visible signs of spam. But if the malware is trying to hide from scanners, showing different content to bots than humans, Securi never sees it. And that's the massive blind spot. But what about WordFence? Well, it did better and took a minute to complete the scan. It also caught the visible hack because it was able to match the signature. But it too missed the hidden AI one. Why? Because this version was designed to evade detection by using a completely new signature that wasn't in any database. Finally, Malware was the slowest as it took almost 3 minutes to scan all the different folders where the hack can be. But that's because it uses deep file scanning combined with that behavioral analysis. It looks at the code's intent, not just its signature. And you can see it in the results. It actually caught everything that's infected on our site. And just to confirm my results, I didn't just run the test once, I ran it with 50 different types of hacks. Basically, I found a GitHub guide explaining how these attacks typically work and what they look like. Then I spent almost 2 weeks using ChatGPT to create 50 new types of hacks following that GitHub guide. Here's what I'm going to do. I can just ask AI something like, write a PHP script that injects spammy Japanese keywords on a site while showing normal content to direct visitors. And in about 10 seconds, it generated a hidden Japanese keyword malware. Now, obviously, you can't just ask ChatGPT something like this and expect it to generate the hack for you. In fact, it'll automatically deny the request. So I intentionally left out some important steps on how to make the hack because I just want to test the scanners. Then I took all of these hacks, put them on different websites and scanned them, and here's the graph showing how each scanner performed. Sucuri caught about 37% of hacks, WordFence caught about 61%, and Malware caught almost 91%. Of course, no scanner is perfect. If a scan ever misses something, you can raise a support request inside Malware's dashboard, and their team will reach out to you with a personalized approach on how to clean your site. And if your scan says clean but redirects still happen, there's a small 1 in 100 chance you're dealing with a configuration issue instead. If that's you, jump to this timestamp where I cover a bunch of settings that might be misconfigured and causing the issue. But for 99% of you who just saw malware on your site, let's talk about how to actually clean it. Chapter 3: How to clean the hack. Alright, so the scanner found malware on your site. Now, my first instinct would be to just nuke it. But how? There are 3 different approaches to this, and each one has its pros and cons. Let me walk you through them one by one. There's restoring from backups, which might sound like a good idea, but it's honestly one of the dumbest moves you can make. Here's why. Your backup could be infected, and you wouldn't even know about it. Hackers often hide on your site for weeks or months before you notice anything, so that backup from 2 weeks ago, it might already have the malware in it. Restore it and you're right back where you started, plus you lose any changes you made since that backup. Then there's manual cleaning. This is where you or a developer goes through your files line by line, looking for suspicious files and deleting them. From my experience of cleaning thousands of sites, I can tell you this is extremely risky. First, modern malware is often fragmented. It puts a piece here, a piece there. If you miss one fragment, it can just regenerate the whole infection. And if you delete the wrong thing, you take down your whole site and it's a white screen of death. So we need an automated cleaner, because the longer malware stays on your site, the worse it gets. More visitors redirected, more SEO damage, more risk. So let me show you how each plugin handles the cleanup. Malware's cleanup was the fastest. If I click on this review malware button, I can see exactly what's infected. I can then click on clean, upgrade to their repair plan, and Malware will automatically clean your site in about 5 minutes. Now, reload your site and the Japanese keyword hack should be gone. The repair plan comes with unlimited cleanups, so even if you get reinfected, which is just a 0.1% chance, they'll clean up your site for free. And next time anything suspicious happens, it'll find the malware and inform you proactively, so you don't even get hacked in the first place. Plus, you're paying a lot less than WordFence while getting better detection. WordFence came in second. It found the simple hack, so you could try deleting those files manually, but you might delete something important or just delete part of the hack, which means it can easily reinfect your site. Or you could upgrade to their WordFence Care Plan, which costs $590 per year. That's a big commitment for something that only caught the simple hack and missed the modern AI one entirely. And Sucuri came in last. Why? Because even if it detected the simple hack, I had to raise a support ticket to get my site cleaned. There's no automated cleanup and no reliable clean it now option you can use instantly. and their average response time is around 30 hours. That's more than a full day with malware sitting on your site. Plus, this is on their $229 per year plan, and if you're paying that much for support-based cleanups that can take around 30 hours, that's a serious problem. So here's the final overview. Malware cleans the fastest and is the most secure option. WordFence is second, but limited, and Securi's response time makes it a tough choice for cleaning any type of hack. But even after all this, one thing still confuses a lot of people. What if one scanner says your site is clean and another says it's hacked? The answer is simple. Trust the scanner that found something. Securi saying clean doesn't mean your site is clean. It just means Securi couldn't find anything. If WordFence found infected files, then your site has infected files. And if Malware found even more than WordFence missed, then those are there too. Don't fall into the trap of thinking your site is clean just because one scanner said so. Now there's one more scenario we need to talk about, and this one's scary. What if you can't even install a plugin because you're locked out of your site? Sometimes the hack is so bad that you can't access WP admin, your hosting has suspended your account, or every time you try to log in, you get redirected somewhere else. This is quite rare, but it can happen to you. And in these cases, you can't install WordFence or Securi or any plugin because you're locked out. This is where Malware's emergency cleanup service comes in. Their team can help you regain access to your site, clean the hack, and get you back online. You don't need to install anything, and you don't need access to your dashboard. You just reach out to their support using this email and they'll handle it. It's a last resort, but it's good to know that it exists. Now, one last thing before we move on. If you feel like I've been talking a lot about Malware or wondering if I'm sponsored by them, well, no, I'm not. I do work with Malware, yes, but I genuinely like using it. And all of the tests I ran for this video, the 50 different hacks, the scanner comparisons, the pricing, I'll leave every data point and source in the description and pinned comment down below. You can verify everything for yourself. And if you've already decided to use Malware, I'll leave a link to a 40% discount in the description so you can get it for less. If you're choosing something else, then just ignore it. Chapter 4, how to harden your site to prevent reinfections. So, if you've just cleaned your site using Malware, then throw a party and celebrate a little. Why? Because when you clean up with Malware, it will automatically take care of most of the things we're about to talk about. But in case you cleaned your site manually, then you need to follow all of these steps. Why? Because right now we still don't know the entry point that caused the hack in the first place. The hackers do all of this. Leave backdoors, keep access, so they can get back into your site again. And we don't want that, right? Now, most of the time, these hacks get in through outdated plugins and themes. So, update everything. WordPress core, your plugins, your themes. Basically, old versions have known vulnerabilities. Just a few months back, a vulnerability was discovered in the Gravity Forms plugin. Gravity Forms is a premium plugin and hundreds of thousands of sites use it every single day. But the vulnerability had been sitting inside the plugin for over 7 years. So update everything. Once that's done, change all your passwords, and I mean all of them. Your WordPress admin, FTP, hosting account, and database. Because you never know what was leaked when you were hacked. For your WordPress admin password, go to Users, then Profile, and you'll see the password section right there. For your hosting account, log into your hosting panel, which is usually something like cPanel or your provider's custom dashboard, and look for password settings under your account. Same thing for FTP and database. Your hosting panel will have those options. And yes, use strong passwords. No, your dog's name followed by 123 doesn't count. You'll also want to force log out all users. You can do this by installing the WP Force Logout plugin from the WordPress plugin directory. Once it's activated, go to Users in your dashboard and you'll see an option to log out all users with one click. This kicks out anyone who might still have an active session, including the hacker. Rotate your security keys too. These are stored in your wp-config.php file, and they control how WordPress handles cookies and authentication. If a hacker got these, they could stay logged in even after you changed passwords. Here's how to do it. Go to api.wordpress.org/secret-key/1.1/salt/. This page generates a fresh set of keys every time you visit it. Copy everything you see there, then open your wp-config.php file through your hosting file manager or FTP. Look for a section that says Authentication Unique Keys and Salts. You'll see lines starting with define, bracket, auth key, and so on. Select all those lines and replace them with the new ones you copied. Save the file and you're done. Everyone gets logged out instantly, including any hackers who might still be hanging around. You should also hide your login URL. By default, everyone knows WordPress login is at yoursite.com/wp-admin or yoursite.com/wp-login.php. That's where bots and hackers go first. You can change this using a free plugin called WPS Hide Login. Install it from the WordPress plugin directory, then go to Settings, then WPS Hide Login. You'll see a field where you can enter a custom login URL. Something like my secret login or whatever you want. Save it, and now your login page is only accessible at your new URL. And finally, remove any unused plugins and themes. I know I mentioned this already, but it's worth repeating. Delete them entirely, don't just deactivate them. Deactivated plugins can still be exploited. One more thing, keep an eye on your site for the next 24 to 48 hours. Watch for any alerts, and if something looks off, investigate it. The first few days after a cleanup are crucial. Okay, so that covers the immediate hardening steps, but there's still some cleanup work to do. The hack might be gone, but the damage it left behind is still there. Let me explain what I mean. Chapter 5, Repairing the Damage. When your site was hacked, Google might have flagged it. Maybe you saw one of those big red warnings. This site may be hacked. Or deceptive site ahead. Or maybe your traffic just dropped because Google stopped showing your site in search results. Either way, these warnings don't disappear automatically, and in some cases, it's even worse. Your hosting provider might have suspended your account because your site was spreading malware. I've seen this happen. You wake up, try to access your site, and it's just gone. Your host shut it down to protect other users on their servers. So what do? If your hosting suspended your account, you'll need to contact them directly. Show them that you've cleaned the site. Malware, Security, and WordFence all give you a clean report you can share with them. Most hosts will reinstate you once they see the malware is gone. It's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Now, if Google blacklisted your site, that's a different process. You need to deal with SEO damage, remove spam pages, and fix your Google rankings. Because here's what keyword hacks do. They also create spam pages on your site. These pages are designed to rank for things like cheap pharmaceuticals, gambling, fake designer goods, and stuff you'd never want associated with your business. And Google indexes these pages. So when someone searches for your brand, they see weird Japanese, Chinese, or Asian titles in the search results. Not great for your reputation. Your rankings can drop too. Google sees spam content on your site and thinks you're running a spam operation. So they push you down in search results or remove you entirely. So how do you find out if this happened to you? The easiest way is to do a site search. Go to Google and type site:"yoursite.com. This shows you everything Google has indexed for your domain. If you see spam pages there, that's what the hackers left behind. Once you've identified the spam pages, delete them from your site, every single one. You can also check Google Search Console. Look for unknown users added to your account. Hackers often add themselves so that they can manipulate your sitemaps and geo-targeting. If you see emails you don't recognize, remove them immediately. Now, it takes time for Google to fix its index. Don't expect everything to be back to normal overnight. Keep checking Search Console for the next 2 to 4 weeks. Watch if the spam keywords are going down, if your traffic is improving, and if the security warnings are clearing out. It's a waiting game, but if you've done everything right, you should see steady progress. Then submit a review request. Be honest in your requests. Tell Google you found malware, you cleaned it, and you've taken steps to prevent it from happening again. They review these manually, so keep it genuine. Usually you'll hear back within a few days. Now, there's one more thing, and this one's hard but important. If you run a business and your customers might have been affected, maybe they saw spam pages, maybe they got redirected somewhere sketchy, you should probably email them about it. I know it's uncomfortable, but transparency builds trust. Tell them what happened, what you did to fix it, and what you're doing to prevent it in the future. Most people will appreciate the honesty. The ones who don't hear from you and find out later, they'll trust you less. So that's damage repair. It's not fun, but it's necessary. And if you skip this step, the hack can haunt your business for months. Chapter 6. Settings to check if you're not hacked. Alright, if you've come here from the second chapter and you're sure that you're not hacked, let me quickly walk you through the settings that you should check. And if you've just fixed your site and removed the malware, then skip this chapter. First, is it actually your site? Sometimes Google shows results from a different domain that looks similar to yours. Maybe someone copied your content to spam your visitors. So, do a site search and make sure those foreign pages are actually on your domain. Second, check if you have any translated or multilingual plugins. Sometimes these can create pages in different languages that get indexed. If you have WPML, Polylang, or similar plugins installed, check their settings. You might have accidentally enabled a language you didn't mean to. And third, check for spam comments. If you have a blog with comments enabled, spammers sometimes leave comments in foreign languages with links to shady sites. These can get indexed. Check your comments section and clean up any spam. That covers the most common settings that can cause keyword issues. If none of these fixes it, you might want to reach out to a professional like Malware's support team to take a closer look. Alright, we covered a lot in this video. Let me quickly recap the main things you need to remember. Understand what you're dealing with. Is it a visible Japanese keyword hack or a much more complex hidden hack? Signature-based works for known threats, but behavior-based catches new AI-generated malware that's never been seen before. Clean it properly. Don't rely on backups. Don't wing it with manual cleaning. Use a proper tool. Harden your site so it doesn't happen again. Updates, passwords, security keys, the whole checklist. And finally, repair the damage. Deal with blacklists, spam pages, and be transparent with your customers. I know this is a lot, but here's the thing. If your site got hacked, you're not alone. It happens to thousands of sites every day. The difference between sites that recover and sites that don't? Taking action. So if you're sitting there with a hacked site right now, stop scrolling, start cleaning. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. It really motivates us to make more content like this. And if you're stuck somewhere or have questions, drop a comment below and I'll do my best to help you out. I'll leave links to Malware and everything else I mentioned in the description below. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next one.